babies to alligators. It's not a figure of speech. It's not hyperbole. It's not a metaphor. None of that. They used to feed black babies to alligators. And now there's a new facility being built in the Everglades of Florida. They're calling that Alligator Alcatraz. Newspapers like the Oakland Tribune in 1923 and the Washington Times in 1908 reported that black children were used as bait for alligator hunting. One account described hunters paying a black mother $2 to use their child for this very purpose. Another report from 1908 described how zookeepers from New York Zoological Gardens use black babies to lure out alligators from their pets. By the early 1900s, the use of this trope was widespread. It was just a part of popular culture. Postcards, figurines, cartoons, they all commonly depicted black children as being threatened by alligators being completely aloof, often using the exaggerated racial features that we see expressed in the pickaninny stereotype. And this was the kind of content that white people consumed for entertainment. This was like a novelty, humorous to them. This wasn't limited to just trinkets and small items. This was used also as a racial slur. Bob Gibson, a Hall of Fame pitcher, recalls this phrase being shouted at him during games in the Jim Crow South. Even the University of Florida used to chant, "You ain't a gator, you gator bait." This is how harmful phrases with racist origins get repurposed for general use. Now today in the Florida Everglades, they're building a detention center and they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. This is an ICE detention center, basically a concentration camp that is surrounded by alligators. And black immigrants are being deported. And I'm sure amongst those are people who are not here illegally. And for those black people who have somehow along the way lost compassion for others, just realize you are on the road to being just like your oppressors. There were people online talking about black people can't be deported. There's been historical events in the past where they've proposed ideas to move black people out of America. And there's been talks about not just deporting citizens, deporting detractors. I mean, this is in line with what we spoke about with just general dictatorship. Ultimately, we have to understand our history, man. We have to. In 8 days, they built a facility with 5,000 plus beds surrounded by a moat filled with alligators and snakes. This is some villain shit. Then you got this crazy lady here who looks like Jigsaw from the Saw series talking about there's 65 million meals if we get started today. There's currently 65 million Latinos in the United States. This is just how deranged these people are. You got a literal concentration camp that you guys flew down for the grand opening of. Is that not insane to y'all? All right. The other thing is that they're selling merch. They're selling merch.